Hello, I haven't got long. I've already tried to film this once and someone come up like a minute into it. Right. Whenever there is a news piece on the internet or a segment about homeschooling, home education in a magazine on the internet, or a segment of it, a news segment about home education put on YouTube, there's always the nasty comments. The people who claim that mainstream education is amazing, yet they are so closed-minded they can't see any other way of people doing things another way, and they still, despite all their years of mainstream education, still haven't managed to grasp the fact. You can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So don't be like, oh, you know, don't let these comments bother you, because they're not bothering me. But the fact of the matter is, these comments come up, so I thought I'd respond to them. If you like this kind of thing, because I could run and run and run on this, I only took about, I don't know, I only took a few comments. There's like hundreds of comments, stupid comments like this about home education. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and I'll do some more. So the first comment, and this was on a clip of a documentary about unschooling. I'm speechless. I feel so bad for the children. They have no chance at a prosperous future because the parents basically can't be bothered to parent. It is terrible. Okay, first off, don't feel bad for my kids, love. I feel bad for the kids that cry every single morning because they don't want to go to school. I feel bad for the kids that have their heads flushed down toilets at school by bullies. I feel bad for the kids who are struggling with their reading and writing, fall behind what the class are doing, and they never get to catch up, and then they're wrote off as being thick because they didn't get the help they needed, and because they don't understand what's going on in class they end up being disruptive. Then they're just wrote off as being naughty, and then a high percentage of these people end up in prison. They're the kids I feel sorry for. I also feel sorry for the kids that commit suicide because of bullying at school, so don't feel bad for my kids, love. And then, where is it? The parents basically can't be bothered to parent. Look, Doc, if I have my kids at home all day, every day, I'm doing a hell of a lot more parenting than somebody whose kids go to school. I'm not saying people whose kids go to school aren't parenting, because of course they are, but I'm with my kids more. So don't tell me I can't be bothered to parent, because I've chosen to parent them more, to be with them more. So that's a stupid comment. Right, next one. When these kids grow up and get out in the real world, they are going to resent their parents for failing them as children. They will lack all the social skills, manners, common courtesy, structure etiquette that goes along with working with others. These things can only be taught in school. And that comment did go on and on and on and on and on. I've just cut the top bit of it. So you're saying to me that these kids won't go into the real world if they're grown up. Okay, homeschooled kids are in the real world all the time, out and about, doing things. They're not stuck in a classroom all day, every day. When was that the part of the real world, being stuck in a classroom with 30 plus other kids born in the same 12-month span as you? That's not the real world. Secondly, you're actually saying to me the social skills, manners, common courtesy can only be taught in school. So you're saying to me that they're not going to come across manners at all while they're at home with you. Interesting. Right, next one. Lord of the Flies if you let them do their own thing. Okay. So you think that a home education setting is Lord of the Flies, okay? Have you been to a playground in a school with minimum supervision where the kids are picking on each other and the hierarchy that goes on with bullies and younger kids? I'd say that's more Lord of the Flies, but you know, whatever. So I know I'm being all defensive, but you've got to be when you answer comments like this, these stupid comments. Next one, and this one's actually been said to my face before. She is doing a great disservice to her kids. I can't even, that's just, yeah. Next one. Doesn't she realise schools doesn't just teach you things in the curriculum, you learn how to socialise, hold commitments and manage your time. First of all, schools doesn't just teach you things. That's bad grammar. It should be schools don't just teach you things. But you know, you're the one that believes in mainstream education, you know. Yeah. Secondly, school doesn't just teach you things in the curriculum. You learn how to socialise, hold commitments and manage your time. Right, okay. The whole socialisation thing annoys me because it's so stupid. Homeschool kids see other people all the time, and other people of different ages as well. So they're more sociable in my opinion, or just as in my opinion. But you know, I could go on and on and on about that. But this bit, hold commitments and manage your time. Right, okay. The only way to know how to hold commitments and manage your time is to go to school every single day with a bell telling you where to go every single day. Managing your time and holding commitments is things like, excuse me, you agreed to go into the Sunday school nativity, so you have to show up to the rehearsals and you have to carve out a bit of time during your day, during your week to learn your nativity lines. Or managing your time, you've got a doctor's appointment at 10 to 12, we have to be ready to leave the house at 20 to 12. All that stuff you learn generally day to day. You don't need a teacher to teach them things. And if you genuinely believe that going to school with a qualified teacher is the only way you're going to learn how to hold a commitment or be somewhere on time, then I cannot help you. I cannot help you if that's what you believe. Next bit. Imagine these uneducated kids will be able to vote someday. What percentage of the population don't even bother to turn out on voting day? What percentage of the population look, the percentage of the population that are home educated is tiny compared to the rest of it. So all these people in society making bad decisions and backing bad things went to mainstream school. So oh my life. Do you know, after the Brexit referendum, where people, you know, like again, majority of the population went to mainstream school, after the Brexit referendum, after they'd voted on whether we should stay in the European Union or not, one of the highest Google searches in this country was, what's the European Union? So these people had Googled it after they'd voted. So and then you're saying, oh, imagine these uneducated kids will be able to vote someday. I reckon some of these homeschool kids make a fine contribution to the voting system personally. Right. Next one. I hate school, but I know I need school. That's an excellent example of being brainwashed into thinking you've got to put up with something you don't like day after day. That's an excellent grounding to become factory fodder or not there's no wrong working in a factory, my husband works in a factory, but you know what I mean. That's an excellent example of being brainwashed into, you don't like this, you hate it, but you've got to do this, you've got to put up with this, you've got to do as you're told, stay in your box, do it every single day. So yeah. And this last one made me hurl with laughter. Not hurl with laughter, hurl means being sick, doesn't it? No, it just made me laugh. How are they going to learn to do taxes? Hold the phone. Is school teaching kids how to do taxes now? Don't think they do. In fact, didn't they reckon that a lot of millennials, people who've been to mainstream school, don't even know how to leave school, not even knowing how to boil an egg? Because life skills are that low on the school's agenda, things you're going to need are that low on the school's agenda. So, yeah, okay, yeah. Anyway, so I know it's a short one, and I know I appear really narky, but you've got to be narky at these comments, and you can't take them seriously. If you did, you'd doubt yourself forever, and you'd send yourself mad. But if you liked that, I'm quite willing to pick more stupid comments off the internet and respond to them. Yeah, it's just, and these comments, what makes me laugh is people believe this, nearly swore then, this rubbish they're saying. And it's like, when we was considering home education, the kids took part in a project that was funded by the council, and it was run by, I'm still great friends with them now, but I didn't know that, I'd only just met them at the time. It was run by a writer, Matt Black. He's a quite a well-known poet and writer, a dancer and a photographer, and they were all quite middle class, highly educated people, because I was a bit nervous at first, because, you know, obviously I'm working class and a traveller and stuff, but they're really nice people. But anyway, when I'd mentioned home education to people, shall we say rather uneducated people, they was majorly and uneducated because of their experience within the mainstream school system. They was really against it. I'm doing a bad thing, disservice to my children. But these middle class, highly educated people were all for it. One of them had homeschooled one of his, the writer Matt Black, had homeschooled one of his children. The photographer knew somebody who was unschooling in France. They was all for it. They was very open to other ways of learning, other ways of how the brain works, other life choices, accepting other people's life choices. So my answer to all of them ridiculous comments is, if you cannot see how somebody else can live their life differently to you and it still be beneficial, then you're the one that's undereducated. I'm going to go now because I get a bit narky. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, I'll see you next time, brand new video. If you didn't enjoy that, you'll probably unsubscribe, but hey ho. See you next time, a brand new video. Bye bye.